Hello, viewers and podcast listeners. My name is Miles, and this is X-Raised, where knowledge meets inspiration in the intricate dance of industry evolution. I'm here to connect you with a guest whose career journey is as dynamic as it is inspiring. Starting in technology and financial services, he took a dramatic pivot fueled by a deeply personal connection to chiropractic care. He's the founder of Cyber Adjustment, a company that's redefining how chiropractors attract and connect with new patients. Their promise: 90 new patients in 90 days, or you don't pay. Both, right? So grab your coffee or, in true chiropractic fashion, your ergonomic chair, and let's dive in with the owner and founder of Cyber Adjustment, Amin Said. Hello, Amin. Welcome to our
Hi,
show.
hi, Miles. How are you? Thank you for
I'm
having me.
I'm good. Thank you for asking. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. I'm wonderful. Thank you.
That's good to hear because we're here to unpack your story, Cyber Adjustment's
Mm,
innovative RAISE system, and how you're bridging the gap between chiropractors and their communities. And
yep.
your career path, I mean, reads like a thrilling plot twist from technology. And I mentioned earlier financial services to
Sure.
chiropractic focused marketing. And you're a musician as well. It's
That's
not the
right.
most it's not the most obvious leap. So, would you first share the inspiration behind this transition and what led you to launch Cyber Adjustment?
Sure. Well, the transition is simple. I follow my passion. I'll say it this way. My inspiration really behind cyber adjustment specifically
Mm-hmm.
ties directly to my life motto, using my pain for a purpose. And I really do believe God allows us to walk through certain challenges to
Mm-hmm.
gain understanding and possibly use that pain to help others. And my journey with chiropractic care specifically is really a perfect example of this. In 2009, I had a car accident. Spent a couple
Okay.
of years trying to get better, traditional treatments, etc., which failed, really, to be frank. And I couldn't really address the root cause of my pain. A couple of years later, actually, that was in New York at the time. I moved out to Charlotte. I found a chiropractor that literally completely changed my life. And it wasn't, honestly, it wasn't even just a physical healing. It really gave me a sense of a purpose, a hope, really, because at one point I had a cane. I was walking around with a cane. I was way too young for that. And anyway, and then later on, unfortunately, my children were diagnosed with scoliosis. And
That's so
we
sad.
faced, yeah, we faced honestly a really terrifying, I would say, prospect of really invasive surgeries for them. Chiropractic care honestly did save them. It offered non-invasive solutions, and really preserved their quality of life and allowed them to thrive. And they're walking through that right now. I'm watching that change and just their healing process. It's really inspiring to me. So really through these experiences, I realized how difficult it can be for families like mine to find the right chiropractor at the right time. I also saw how chiropractors who are doing such really life-changing work
Yeah.
often struggle to connect with the patients who need them the most at that time. So that's when I felt I was called to bridge this gap, really, and cyber adjustment was born. Um,
Mm-hmm.
cyber cyber adjustment isn't it's not just a business. Honestly, it's a mission. It's my heart, and it's
Mm-hmm.
really about. It might sound cheesy, I know, whatever, but it really is.
No, but
And
that's the real story. I mean, we're not
yeah,
trying to be cheesy here. We're trying to
right,
enjoy
right,
your journey, your story. And it's really cool that you turned your passion, life transformation, your personal pain into a
yeah,
great mission to help others. And,
yeah.
not only ended up with founding this awesome company, but also being able to, most importantly, heal yourself.
So yes, 100%. And I'll end with this, right? So it's really about I can talk about my why forever, but I'll keep it short. So it's really about empowering uh, the
The,
chiropractors
the
to grow
community.
their practices, right? So they can change more lives while helping families like mine, right? Access the care
Uh-huh.
that they need faster than I did. It took me way too long.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a big part of it too is education, which is actually why I launched Beyond Adjustments. I don't think I mentioned that to you. So I have a podcast called Beyond Adjustments.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And the platform really serves to educate chiropractors on the
Mm-hmm.
business side of their
Mm-hmm.
practice while also helping prospective patients
Patience.
understand really the life-changing benefits of chiropractic care. And it's really all about turning pain, like I said, into purpose
Mm-hmm.
and making a lasting impact.
I like that. Turning pain into purpose.
That's
That
right.
would be the quote that we get from today's conversation right away, just in the first question. And let's not skip over the fact that you're helping chiropractors and making chiropractic care more accessible to people who need it most with your
Mm,
data-driven marketing strategies. Yes, I did
hmm
my assignment. I mean, now I have to go back and talk about your bold promise. My favorite
Yes.
line in this conversation would be the
Yes.
patients in 90 days or you don't pay. That's the kind of guarantee that everyone would be after, I'm sure. So it's about time you break down how cyber adjustment delivers on this and what makes your approach so uniquely effective.
Yeah, I live by that motto. So it's on everything, literally. I have it on my mugs. I have it
Uh-huh.
I have it everywhere. But really our promise is so 90 patients, yeah, in 90 days or you don't pay. It's our really our tag it's our tagline. And it's built on a ton of research. It's
Mm-hmm.
really it's built on a foundation of proven strategies and a comprehensive system we call R.A.I.S E. So R.A.I.S E is an acronym, R.A.I.S.E.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a framework that ensures chiropractors achieve consistent, measurable growth. And so I'll explain real quick. So the
Yeah.
acronym is R, research and reporting, A, audit and adjust, I, implement strategies, S, strengthen presence, and then E, engage and elevate. And I can go through these real quick if you want, just give a quick
Yeah, go
understanding of
ahead.
what they're sure. So research and reporting pretty self-explanatory, but we conduct a deep dive right into the local market. We
Mm-hmm.
analyze patient behaviors, demographics, competitor activity to really uncover the growth opportunities. That's a 1,000 foot view of what that is, right? And then the audit and adjusting piece, we're going to examine the chiropractor's online presence. Just how they give us exams, I give them exams, and I include their website, their Google My Business profile, their social media, etc., so on and so forth, and we make real precise adjustments to improve their visibility and their engagement. And then
Mm-hmm.
of course we implement that. Right. So
Of
we're going
course.
to create, tailored marketing campaigns, from local SEO to targeted ads,
Mm-hmm.
we design to really attract the right patients and convert leads into appointments, honestly, is our whole goal. um, and then we strengthen their presence. We will optimize their practices online profiles. We highlight patient reviews. We ensure every digital touch point reflects professionalism at the end, and of course their expertise in all the years that they bring to the table. And then we engage and elevate. That's the fun part, right? So we develop ongoing engagement strategies to build trust with the patients and elevate the chiropractor's reputation in the community. So we take a real personalized approach,
Uh-huh.
tailoring, every strategy to the specific needs of that chiropractor. And here's another thing that we do that probably a lot of companies don't do. We actually limit ourselves to 2 clients a month. That's it.
Two
I won't
clients a month.
onboard. Yeah,
Wow.
I won't onboard anymore. Why? Because we want to ensure that each practice receives the attention and focus, that
The
they really
best.
need to be successful, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it isn't just a guarantee. It's a commitment to results. I really believe in our product and I know it works. So I essentially put my money where my mouth is.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd be remiss if I didn't tie in the Beyond Adjustment podcast again here. So forgive me for doing this, but we also educate the chiropractors and the prospective
Mm-hmm.
patients about what goes on in these strategies. We
Mm-hmm.
provide a real transparent look at how the practices can grow. And we empower the chiropractors really to make
Mm-hmm.
informed decisions, and we help even the patients on the other side of it understand the value of chiropractic care. So that's really how and why we can stand behind that bold statement.
Mm-hmm. So the audience of your Beyond Adjustments are chiropractors and the patients
That's
most
correct.
specifically. Uh-huh. So the RAISE system, I mean, which is based on data and research. And I love that you personalize your approach and limit clients to ensure you're giving the best or the quality that they're expecting. So that means more home runs, most likely, right?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
And we
Yep.
know that every business has its pain points, pun intended. What are some of the biggest challenges chiropractors face in growing their practices, and how does cyber adjustment address them?
Okay, well, this could be a whole interview in and of itself, but
Mhm.
I'll limit it to three things that are top of mind. So chiropractors really do face several uh, really prominent challenges in growing their practice. It's not an easy business to be in to begin with,
Mhm.
and many of which honestly stem from the shifts in how patients search and choose healthcare providers. So
Mhm.
you have, the one challenge would be visibility, right?
Yeah.
Another would be outdated marketing methods, of course, and then time constraints. So I'll unpack them just a little bit. So visibility, many chiropractors that I've spoken to really struggle to compete with the larger healthcare organizations, right? The big,
Yeah.
huge guys, right? They
Mhm.
dominate. They really do. They dominate the online search results. So even the best practices, you have, $1 million, multi-million-dollar practices that go unnoticed. It's crazy, but they do. And if they're not easily discoverable online, they start to lose that patient acquisition month over month. It's
Of
it's it's
course.
yeah, visibility is key. Visibility is key. And then outdated marketing methods, man, we get stuck in the past, and traditional marketing approaches like newspaper ads. Yes,
Liars.
I said newspaper ads, they still exist, they still use them.
Mhm.
Flyers, like you said, um, word of mouth referrals. Now, let me take two steps back here. Word of mouth referrals are amazing, um,
Mhm.
because they're probably the strongest lead that you will get, because you have now a patient of yours telling a friend of theirs, a mother, a father, a friend, a cousin, a neighbor, hey, you got to check so and so out. So that's a trusted relationship that now, kind of by like default, now they trust that chiropractor. So word of mouth is phenomenal. We want that.
Yeah.
But it really doesn't resonate with today's digitally savvy patients. Everybody's digital today. So
Mhm.
so that's another thing. And then time constraints. Chiropractors juggle a lot, um, because they're not just your regular business owner. They have patient care, right? That's
Mhm.
a big part of their business. And then, of course, the business side, which is managing their staff, and then running the business in general. Marketing will
Yeah.
often take a backseat
Yeah.
because they simply don't have the time.
Uh-huh. And they
So
have to prioritize, say, continuous education
that's right.
and
That's right.
compliance.
That's right.
Mhm.
That's right. It's not easy. It's not easy. So we cyber adjustment solve that problem, or these
Mhm.
problems, and many others, of course, through that RAISE system that we talked about. So it focuses on boosting the visibility. That one challenge solved.
Mhm.
Modernizing, the marketing efforts, obviously solved, and then of course streamlining the patient acquisition so they're not worried about it. So we take the complexity for them out of marketing, which kind of it gives them or affords them the ability to focus on what they do best, which is caring for their patients. And then you can slap me on the wrist for this, but I really have to plug Beyond Adjustments again here, because education is huge. It's a big,
Yeah.
big, big part of the solution. And we provide the chiropractors with the practical tips and insights on overcoming these challenges. But the podcast isn't just for chiropractors, right? So it's for
Yeah,
the prospective patients, like we talked
patience.
about. Yeah. So we break down what chiropractic care is, how it works, why it's so valuable, and it, helping the patients make more informed decisions about their health. And
Mm-hmm.
the challenges, right, are really addressed with our raise system, and of course education. But that's how I see it, at least.
And that's priceless. And it's like you're a chiropractor for their businesses, realigning their marketing strategy
That's
so
right.
it
That's right.
functions at full capacity. And I can see why this approach resonates so well. And I'd like to move over to technology, I mean, because for sure
Hmm.
this has been really the focus as well of chiropractors. And
Yeah.
it's been changing every industry. And chiropractic care is no exception, of course, from laser therapy to telehealth. The tools available now are light years ahead. So, how do you help chiropractors adapt and thrive in this tech driven area?
Yeah, yeah. So it really is reshaping chiropractic care. Um, eh, opening up new possibilities for
Mm,
patient outcomes, practice growth. And there's a couple that really stand out to me, at least. There's laser therapy. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but it's really a non-invasive option for pain relief and tissue healing. It's becoming increasingly popular. I had some laser therapy done on my knees. I you know
mm,
I wasn't able to run, squat, or anything. I could do all of that now because of the laser therapy and of course my adjustments. But there's that, right? You have AI powered robotics. It's ridiculous some of the machinery that's coming out that they're using, that I've seen personally, tools that will really enhance the
mm-hmm,
diagnostic, what's a good word, precision, right?
mm-hmm,
It really will streamline their treatment planning. So it gives them the ability to provide more personalized care. It's insane what I'm seeing out there. And then this is not new, um, but I would say it's new to chiropractic care, because when I say this, people roll their eyes. Telehealth, right? Like, you would think there's no way a chiropractor would be able to use telehealth because
uh-huh,
they're hands on. Everything is hands on. But
mm-hmm,
honestly, it's revolutionizing access to care. That's really what it is. So, uh, particularly for like patients in the boonies or rural areas or underserved areas,
mm-hmm,
it makes it easier to connect with them remotely. They could do, consultations. They can tell them certain exercises to do, things like that, or at least until they get to their office. So
mm-hmm,
it's really cool what you could do with telehealth. So I would say that we're uniquely positioned to support chiropractors regardless of where they fall on
mm-hmm.
the technology adoption spectrum. For those embracing innovation, we will craft marketing campaigns that highlight their advanced offerings,
Yeah,
and attract those tech savvy patients, right?
yeah.
Um, and I just realized how much I talk with my hands, so I apologize for that. But for more,
No, that shows actually our hands reflect the passion of
yeah.
our passion over about what we're talking about.
Okay. All right. So I take back my
So
apologies.
that's a
So
good
I
gesture.
am passionate.
It keeps me
So
engaged.
great, wonderful, wonderful. So for traditional practices, we'll emphasize the value in their hands-on expertise, right, and the human connection they can bring to patient care.
Mhm.
Not saying that those that adopt the new innovative stuff are not connected. I'm just saying they're different types of
Different
patients that you're trying to reach.
paper.
And then here I go again with Beyond Adjustment podcast. It really plays a key role in
Mhm.
the conversation. We use the platform to educate the chiropractors on integrating the new technologies into their practice, and then help prospective patients understand how the innovations can really improve their
Mhm.
their their life. Or
Yeah.
So
Change the
so
game,
yeah, so balancing,
obviously.
yeah, so balancing the technology with here's the key for me at least. You have to balance the technology with authenticity. I think that's missed.
Mm-hmm.
And what we do is we really ensure that chiropractors stay ahead of the curve while remaining true to their
Human.
mission. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree. Well, those sound really great. I'm gonna check that out later, by the way. And I'd like to highlight what you said about encouraging them to practice growth and scalability through
Yeah.
advanced tech. And so whether they're embracing laser therapy, as you mentioned, or just, keeping their social media posts straight, you're meeting chiropractors exactly where they are. So with all this, what keeps you going? What's the most rewarding part of running cyber adjustment?
I'm going to take a sip of my coffee before I answer that
Okay, go
question.
ahead.
I love and hate that question
How come?
because there's so much behind it. Um, but I'll keep it simple. I'll keep it simple. And hopefully I'll get this right. But the most rewarding part of running our company, running cyber adjustment, is really knowing that our work directly impacts lives. Every time we help a chiropractor grow their practice, it means more patients are gaining access to life-changing care. It Miles, it really is life-changing. I've seen it time and time again. And honestly, I think about families like mine,
Uh-huh.
uh, those who might be, searching for solutions to chronic pain, to healthier living, maybe facing invasive medical options, right? Like we were. Knowing that our work, getting a little choked up, I apologize. Just because,
Of course.
anyway, knowing that our work can really connect them to the right care, is what I'm saying. Faster is really deeply fulfilling. And success for us isn't just about numbers. Numbers do solve some things. We all pay bills, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's about the stories, right? And a chiropractor who shares how a patient avoided surgery, or a
Mm-hmm.
family that found relief together, or someone like myself who was literally just unable to do what at the time. I don't even remember how old I was, probably late 20s, early 30s. I'm not going
Mm-hmm.
to say because then you'll figure it out. But someone like myself that really did get life-changing care. And it we aim to be more than a service provider. We want to be a trusted partner in their journey.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think what connects me most to it all is that podcast that I keep mentioning. It keeps rearing its head, but the Beyond Adjustment podcast
Yeah.
really extends that impact even further. So
Mm-hmm.
let's forget about the business side of it. It's
Mm-hmm.
strictly an educating platform. It educates chiropractors and prospective patients alike, right? So we're fostering this deeper understanding of chiropractic care and its benefits, and it's about creating a lasting legacy, really.
Mm-hmm. I
um,
agree.
n- not just for individual practices, but for the broader community. And that's what keeps me passionate about what we do, knowing that we're making a difference, one practice,
Mm-hmm.
one patient, one story at a time.
I really like that. It's very noble of you to share your story, to actually not only be heard, but
Mm-hmm.
to help others. You're out there aiming to help one chiropractor that leads to helping hundreds of patients. 90 patients in 90 days. It's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
domino effect. You found relief by turning your personal pain, by treating the pain of others.
yeah,
It's really such a lasting legacy worth leaving.
yeah, yeah. I
So
totally agree. Thank you for that. Yeah.
Amazing. I mean, thank you so much for joining us today and
Thank
sharing your
you.
story. It's been a true adjustment to our usual program.
I love the dad jokes. Keep them coming. Keep them coming.
I have a lot. No, don't you dare. Well,
I suppressed mine. I suppressed mine for the interview. So you're this is great.
thank you. Thank you for letting me.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Well, I mean, seriously, you're from turning your experiences with chiropractic care. That really sparked for a business that bridges chiropractors and their communities to cyber adjustment strategic approach. We really appreciate your presence here, Amin. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miles. I really appreciate you giving me even the time and the platform to share my story. Thank you
It's
so
a
much.
pleasure, and you're welcome to come back.
Oh, thank you. I will be back.
Anytime.
I will be
Thank
back.
you.
Thank you.
So, if you're a chiropractor looking to grow your practice, or if you just want to, see what 90 patients in 90 days looks like, then check out cyberadjustment.com. And to everyone watching or listening, wherever you are, thank you for keeping us in your bookmarks and on your screens. Don't forget, as Amin said, it's not impossible to convert your pain to purpose.
That's right.
So, stay tuned for our next episode. This has been your host, Miles. Stay focused and inspired with X-Rays.